What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another Prize Picks video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel because I love y'all. Thank you for joining me as always. PropsMadeEasy.com, the greatest prop tools in the entire industry to let you know the best bets based off data, actual research based picks, not just a human giving you ideas. It's based off of the actual data for each player. All of the data brought together from the best data source in the entire industry. And yeah, to help you have success in player props. Yesterday was the first day in a very long time that I actually swept the wrong way. I missed both of the picks from the video yesterday. Um, it was unfortunate. Byron Buxton was, yeah. And who was the other guy that we went with yesterday? I can't remember. Oh, it was the total bases for Weimer. And he ended up getting on base and getting a stolen base, but didn't actually get a hit, so it didn't count as a total base. So he had a solid game. Prop Tool, figured he'd have a solid game, and that was a great spot for him, man. Both were great spots for those guys, so it's all good. Hey, sometimes that happens, man. Data's not going to be, not going to get it right 100% of the time because at the end of the day, there's factors that come that are out of data's control as well. You know what I mean? So you really, all you could do is take what the data tells you, know that you're making the smart bet best based off the research, and roll with it. And whatever happens, happens. So yesterday was a reverse sweep after sweeping all these other days. Like we've been dominating baseball. So it was unfortunate to sweep the other way, but hey, bounce right back, baby. Bounce back Tuesday. We got Taco Tuesday on tap for us today. I'm not aware of any tacos at the moment. It's 9 o'clock in the morning Central where I'm at. So just letting you know. So no tacos have been put on the board yet, I don't believe. So I'm not going to be able to talk about that. But let's get straight into it. All right, so for baseball today, I do have a hitter fantasy score that's feeling pretty damn good to me, and that's going to be Jonathan India at a 7. Cincinnati's one of the top offenses of the day today. He's got the righty lefty matchup against Patrick Corbin. Really like that spot for India. I'm willing to go back to the well on Buxton as well, just because Buxton is still such a solid spot. And could definitely do well again. But yeah, I'm going to side with India in this one with the righty lefty matchup against Corbin. Really liked that his prop line's only at 7 in one of the top team totals the entire day. Really love that spot for Jonathan India. And then I have an under I really like, and it's going to be JP Sears pitching outs of 17.5. I really like the under here for JP Sears. He's traveling on the road to Detroit. Detroit's decent versus lefties. JP Sears, I just don't think he's going to pitch too deep in this one. I really don't. I'm expecting around 80 or so pitches. Yeah, Vegas has the over, money on the over, but that's even more reason to grab that under. Especially if you're betting on any of these sports books where you can get the under at better value, I would definitely do that. Because he's projected at only 16 outs. He's not projected to go too crazy deep here on the road in Detroit. So really like this spot for the under on JP Sears 17.5. He has to pitch 6 complete innings to hit here. I don't see him doing that. It's a minus 1.51 differential for the pitching outs, and it's not often you have a differential this high on a pitching out. So I feel pretty good about JP Sears getting the under here against Detroit. Like I said, there's a lot of guys on this Detroit team that can hit lefties well. And JP Sears is just not a guy who has the longest leash in the world either. So I like the under on JP Sears. So under on JP Sears and then over on Jonathan India. Hitter fantasy score at 7. There's a lot of different options on the slate today, man. There's so many different choices on the prop tool today that you can rock with. Remember, as always, don't just play hitter fantasy scores only. Don't just play pitcher fantasy scores only. Try to get those regular prop types in there, like we added pitcher outs and stuff like that. Like add in the regular prop types. Don't try to just hit a 6-man with hitter fantasy score. I mean, I've seen people do it, but hitter fantasy score and pitcher fantasy score, that's volatile. Like it's up and down. You know what I mean? Like it's very hard to predict. All you can go off of is, matchup and, the data you have available to you. But fantasy score is normally something I don't recommend people go too hard on getting too many picks from. Normally in my videos, I like to grab a hitter fantasy score if it's just too low, like India is today, and then grab a regular prop type after that. I also do like Logan Gilbert for the over today against San Francisco. San Francisco's been bad lately. So it's a solid spot for Logan Gilbert to get the over here. San Francisco's a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Really, power is very limited in this ballpark, so he should be able to limit too much damage and be able to hit over the 29.5. So I do like Logan Gilbert as well. But the main two picks over on Jonathan India, under on JP Sears pitching outs at 17.5. All right. First inning runs tool. We have the Rockies and the Astros as the over. Kyle Freeland struggled in the first inning so far this year. Bilak has kind of been mid-range. 9.5 over-under on this game. 5.37 combined ERA. 1.56 combined WHIP. Both offenses have done solid in the first inning. A combined 0.817 OPS, which means they're hitting the ball hard in the first inning. So the over on the Rockies and Astros is a good bet. And then the under on the Cubs and Brewers is the number one. But you also have the Angels and Padres. That's a good one. You've got Otani and Musgrove, who are both obvious solid pitchers. The only negative part here is that both offenses have hit well in the first inning with an 831 combined OPS, which is like the second most on the entire slate when it comes to first inning OPS. So that's the only downside, but other than that, great spot. With Kyle Hendricks and Brewers, with Kyle Hendricks and Wade Miley, both have been solid in the first inning. ERAs, south of 3.5 for each. The Vegas odds are on the over, but that's Vegas. Not too worried about that. 9.5 over under on the game total, which is a little bothersome. But outside of that, offenses have not been doing very well in the first inning. Combined 0.83 whip, which is fantastic for both of these guys. And as always, combined 693 OPS for these offenses. They are not hitting the ball well. That's like third lowest on the slate today. So yeah, really like the under on the Cubs and Brewers. I don't believe they have this one on Prizepicks, so they might, but I'm not 100% sure. Remember, this just goes off all games in general. So if you don't see it on Prizepicks, then don't worry about it. Sometimes on Prizepicks too, it'll combine different pitchers from different games, so you can kind of compare their stats up separately. Like let's say it's got J.P. Sears and Clark Schmidt on one, and you can look at the two and be like, okay, Clark Schmidt's been good in the first inning, J.P. Sears has struggled, and kind of go from there if you want to do that. But most of the time, I just kind of try to find them if they're paired up. If not, I skip first inning runs that day. So Rockies and Astros over. Under on Cubs, Brewers, or Angels and Padres is also fine. All right, no CSGO today. I believe we got CSGO again on Saturday, so we have a little bit of wait before CSGO's back for us. WNBA is tomorrow, so really baseball and soccer today. We do have an undervalue. Joel Campbell for Costa Rica going against Martinique. Shots is at 3. We feel comfortable with him getting the 3 or under. Projection at 1.9, a minus 1.1 differential, which is a solid differential for soccer. So under on Joel Campbell. No overs really stick out to me. So the main play on soccer would be Joel Campbell today. All right, but we do have a lot of baseball options. So take advantage of all the baseball options that we have. PropsMadeEasy.com. Only $15 a month for all player prop players. Only $15 a month for Props Made Easy. If you're interested in daily fantasy sports, lineups, and stuff like that, you can find that at my company, GreenlightDFS.com. All I do all day is study matchups, work on roster construction, and build two favorite lineups for DraftKings and FanDuel to put people in position to be able to possibly get that takedown level type of performance in DFS on DraftKings and FanDuel. So if you're interested in DFS or haven't tried it before, definitely try it out. You can find that here at DFS Content, and it'll bring you over to my site, greenlightdfs.com. I also put my 2 favorite prize picks after things warm up throughout the day. I'll put my 2 favorite over there as well for members on the daily access page. So if you're interested in that, hit that up. If not, all good. Let's go ahead and talk about the best plays for today. We got Jonathan India over 7, and then the under on J.P. Sears' pitching outs at 17.5. First inning runs tool. Over on Rockies and Astros, under on Cubs, Brewers, Angels, Padres are the best options, and then nothing else but soccer. And then the play that we like on soccer is Joel Campbell for Costa Rica against Martinique. Prop line's at 3, so we feel comfortable he's not going to kill us with the 4. He's at least going to get that 3 or less. Have him projected at 1.9, a minus 1.1 differential, which is solid for soccer. All right, thank you guys for joining me as always. Good luck, baby. Everybody kill it. Let's have an amazing rest of the week after the reverse sweep yesterday. It's been a very long time since we missed both, so let's go ahead and get back to it and sweep today. Thank you guys for joining me as always, and I'm out. Peace.